Hello, my name is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, here to provide an update for September 23rd, 2020. This has been a day to remember, to look back at some prominent people in our history and to think about their legacy and impact. The 8 remaining justices of the United States Supreme Court gathered today for a ceremony in honor of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And also this morning, many of us woke up to the news to hear that Gale Sayers, the football player, died. And just for our focus today, I would like to read a selection from the Associated Press titled Sayers Piccolo Friendship Lives On in Brian's Song. When Chicago Bears teammates Gale Sayers and Brian Piccolo became roommates in 1967, the first time NFL players of different colors shared accommodations on the road, it hardly looked like a good fit. Sayers, 24 at the time, was already an established star, a soft-spoken black man who generally raised his voice only when matters of social justice were discussed. Piccolo, the same age, was white, an inveterate talker and joker who was competing with Sayers for playing time in the backfield after being undrafted and clamoring from taxi squad onto the game day roster. But the enduring friendship that formed between the two became the subject of Brian's Song, a 1971 made-for-TV movie that remains one of the most popular sports movies of all time. It rarely resonated more than it did Tuesday, following the announcement of Sayers' death at age 77. "It just amazes me," Joy Piccolo O'Connell said in an interview from her Wisconsin home. It was 50 years ago. The two grew close in 1968 when Piccolo unselfishly supported Sayers' attempt to come back from the first of several knee injuries that eventually shortened his career. When Piccolo received a diagnosis of late-stage testicular cancer the following year, Sayers unfailingly remained by his side. Piccolo lost his battle with the disease in 1971, less than a month after Sayers received the league's George S. Halas Courage Award and gave the speech that became the centerpiece of the film. Quote, "He has the heart of a giant and that rare form of courage that allows him to kid himself and his opponent, cancer," Sayers said at the awards dinner, a scene reprised in the ABC movie by actor Billy D. Williams. "He has the mental attitude that makes me proud to have a friend who spells out the word courage 24 hours a day, every day of his life. You flatter me by giving me this award, but I tell you that I accept it for Brian Piccolo. It is mine tonight. It is Brian Piccolo's tomorrow. I love Brian Piccolo, and I'd like all of you to love him too. Tonight, when you hit your knees," Sayers concluded, "please ask God to love him." In 1967, hotel rooms were generally done by position, and running back was the only slot on the Bears team where players of different colors would be thrown together. But then General Manager Ed McCaskey, a Halas family member who was running the club, gave the mood his blessing, and with good reason. As a senior at Wake Forest in a 1963 game against Maryland, Piccolo walked to the Terrapin sideline and brought Maryland running back Darrell Hill, the only black player in the league at the time, with him to the front of the student section. Then he threw an arm across Hill's shoulders, silencing the crowd. But Joy Piccolo O'Connell, who has remarried, thinks the biggest obstacle to the friendship between Piccolo and Sayers had more to do with personality than color. Quote, "Brian loved being with people, loved to talk, and couldn't do enough public speaking," she said. "And Gale was so extremely quiet." End quote. Indeed, Sayers said in a 2001 interview that Piccolo's constant joking put him off at first. Piccolo, likewise, told biographer Jeannie Morris that he thought Sayers was, quote, "arrogant. I didn't see him speak to a soul the whole week we were together." From that rocky beginning, Sayers and Piccolo forged a bond strong enough to weather injury and illness and push back against the lazy assumption that men of different colors, from different backgrounds, couldn't care about and for each other's like brothers. Quote, They showed the movie the other night, Piccolo O'Connell said, and we'll get inquiries through the Piccolo Foundation. But it's amazing, she concluded, how the story continues and continues. If you haven't seen the movie of Brian's song, I'd recommend it. As a person who grew up in the West and been on the Kansas field where Sayers first earned some of his well-deserved notoriety and started his legend, it was something that's kind of resonates with me to have retraced some of the same ground, walked along the same field. If you have the chance, just take in the movie or just think about the legacies left by those like Sayers and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. They weren't perfect. I've yet to meet the person who is, but they have some good lessons and examples that they provided us that I think the world would be a better place if we are able to emulate just a little bit more. I'm Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, wishing you a good day and a safe tomorrow. Bye.